Spotify is where millennials and Jay-Zs are creating, curating, and experiencing culture. And now they're ready for a reset. Gen Zs can't wait to reconnect with their friends in real life. And millennials are still trying to manage work-life balance at home. One thing they have in common, audio is helping them navigate what's next.
Audio,
music,
podcast,
ASMR,
soundscape,
playlists.
Learn more about both generations in Culture Next, Spotify's annual trend report.
The rich and powerful want us to think the economy is a line on a stock market ticker. That's wrong. The economy is powered by us. It's what we create, what we buy, what we need. President Biden has proposed bold public investments in jobs and families, but more is needed. We need housing, healthcare, caregiving, action on the climate crisis, and millions of good-paying jobs. This is our moment to finally unlock prosperity for all of us. For more information, go to prosperus.org. That's prosperus.org.
People are hurt in a Metro bus crash in Northeast D.C.
The testimony phase is over in the Capital Gazette shooting sanity trial in Annapolis. I'm John Doman.
And on Wall Street, the Dow picked up 44. The NASDAQ was down 38. It's 5 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Matt Piper in New York. A Justice Department watchdog says the FBI failed in its investigation of a former college doctor convicted of molesting dozens and dozens of gymnasts over decades.
The Inspector General's report says the FBI made numerous significant errors and did not treat the case with the utmost seriousness. It focuses on the time it took between the first allegations and Larry Nassar's eventual arrest. He was convicted of sexually abusing dozens of female gymnasts, including gold medalist Ali Raceman, who spoke at his sentencing.
Imagine how it feels to be an innocent teenager in a foreign country, hearing a knock on the door, and it's you. Nassar is serving what amounts to a life sentence. Steve Futterman, CBS News.
The bootleg fire in Oregon is one of dozens that are burning throughout several western states. It's destroyed more than 200,000 acres and is only 5% contained. Gladstone, Oregon Fire Chief Rick Huffman says people should have a plan.
You should have a destination to go when you evacuate and be ready to take your pets and your valuables ahead of time. It's really difficult to do that on the fly and when you're under a lot of stress and trying to maybe even run for your life.
Wildfires in Canada are creating problems for those here in the U.S.
The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has issued an air quality alert for much of the state because the smoke from Canadian wildfires, which usually stays aloft, is lingering closer to the ground. That's a problem for those with asthma, COPD, or other respiratory illnesses. There have also been air quality concerns in North Dakota. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
President Biden met with the Senate Democratic caucus to urge to unite behind a new package of spending on things like education, healthcare, and climate.
Great to be home. For the first time as president, Joe Biden huddled at the Capitol with Senate Democrats.
And I think we're going to get a lot done.
Mr. Biden's visit was aimed at getting all 50 members of the caucus in line behind the new $3.5 trillion package of social programs. Democrats aim to pass it under reconciliation rules without a single Republican vote. As ever in this Congress, all eyes are on Senator Joe Manchin.
I've been very clear that I want to see the pay for it.
But the West Virginia Democrat says he's open to considering the proposal. Stephen Portnoy, CBS News, the White House.
Police in Redmond, Washington say NFL player Richard Sherman's under arrest after he allegedly tried to force his way into a family member's home. Chief Darrell Lowe.
Mr. Sherman physically resisted officers' efforts to take him into custody, and a Redmond police canine was deployed to assist in gaining control of Mr. Sherman.
The Dow gained 44. The S&P lost 33 points. NASDAQ up 5. This is CBS News.
Indeed's Instant Match searches through millions of resumes in Indeed's database to deliver candidates who fit your job description instantly. More at Indeed.com/credit.
5:03 on WTOP on the July 14th, 2021. We've got a lot of storm activity in Northern Virginia. It's 88 in Washington. Good afternoon. I'm Sean Anderson.
And I'm Brendan Hazelton. Our top local story this hour, thunderstorms are slowing down commutes in parts of the WTOP listening area. A new warning has just popped up. Let's get the latest live from Storm Team 4's Matt Ritter.
And that's for southern listeners right now, Brendan. That's going to be for southern Stafford County, extreme western King George County, the city of Fredericksburg, and northeastern Spotsylvania County. That's in effect until 5:45. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-size hail likely, as with many of these storms have been. And the worst of that storm is directly over the city of Fredericksburg right now as it continues to move to the east at only around 10 miles per hour. The other severe thunderstorm we're tracking right now is in Charles County in southern Maryland, in particular near Port Tobacco Village in La Plata, and just to the south of Waldorf. It looks like some very strong gusty winds, possibly as high as 70 miles per hour, maybe causing some tree damage as it moves directly towards La Plata. That warning continues until 5:30. Elsewhere in northern Virginia and near the district, the storms have weakened considerably. There's just some lighter leftover showers. I think really for the rest of the evening commute, the severe weather threat will be mostly southern Maryland and the northern neck. All of this will be ending after sunset this evening. The rest of the forecast details coming up in the next Weather on the 8s.
All right, Matt, thanks. 5:04. Now we're updating you on a breaking story in Northeast D.C. 12 people are in the hospital after a Metro bus crash near the intersection of First and Riggs Road. D.C. Fire and EMS are saying this happened about 3:20 this afternoon. A couple of people have life-threatening injuries. 3 others are seriously hurt. A WTOP reporter is on the way to the scene. Keep it here for the latest.
5:05. The jury has heard everything it's going to hear from witnesses and experts in the sanity trial for the Capitol Gazette shooter. We have the latest now on the trial from WTOP's John Doman. He's at the courthouse in Annapolis.
The defense spent close to 4 hours trying to tear apart the 120-page report written by a state psychiatrist regarding the mental state of Jared Ramos. Lots of time was spent quibbling about how Dr. Samir Patel came up with the report, how much trust he put into Ramos's own statements, and whether Patel agreed even a little bit with the defense experts about any mental disorders that Ramos suffers from. Patel wasn't having it. One question the jury will have to answer is if Ramos knew what he did was criminally wrong. Patel says yes, because Ramos said as much. If someone says they're going to carry out a shooting expecting to be arrested, it's there in black and white, he said. When court resumes in the morning, it's on to closing arguments. In Annapolis, John Doman, WTOP News.
And remember, WTOP reporters are at the courthouse in Annapolis throughout this trial. Stay with us here and at WTOP.com for frequent updates.
And new this afternoon, an arrest in the killing of a Naval Academy midshipman's mother. The Houston woman was hit by a stray bullet last month outside an Annapolis hotel. She was in the Maryland Capitol to see off her son beginning his first year at the academy.
29-year-old Angelo Harrod of Annapolis has been charged with the killing of 57-year-old Michelle Cummings of Houston. She was sitting on the patio of a hotel on West Street on June 29th when she was struck by a stray bullet. Annapolis Police Chief Ed Jackson.
What should have been just a fantastic celebratory time for their family just turned for the worse due to somebody else's recklessness.
Harrod had been on home detention since May 3rd on unrelated charges. Edwards said he cut off his ankle bracelet and was on the run. He was arrested on an outstanding warrant on June 29th. Annapolis Mayor Gavin Buckley.
This was a senseless tragedy.
Valerie Bonk, WTOP News.
President Biden was up on the Hill today. We'll talk with our Mitchell Miller about why and what he was doing after traffic and weather. It's 5:07.
I was overwhelmed driving from office to office, seeing multiple dentists. Finally, I found Dr. Gopa. With his procedure, bone loss was not an issue. No months wearing temporary dentures. No pain. Dr. Gopa is more than a dentist. He's an artist.
Isn't it time you joined the thousands of happy patients from all around the world and in just 24 hours have your smile and life changed forever? Go to yourteeth.com to learn more about Dr. Gopa's G4 implants and schedule a consult at our new Tyson's Corner office.
BMW of Rockville has extended our oil change special. Through Labor Day, a synthetic oil change with BMW oil filter is just $49.95 for 4-cylinder BMWs and $16.
Spotify is where millennials and Jay-Zs are creating, curating, and experiencing culture. And now they're ready for a reset. Gen Zs can't wait to reconnect with their friends in real life. And millennials are still trying to manage work-life balance at home. One thing they have in common, audio is helping them navigate what's next.
Audio, music, podcast, ASMR, soundscape, playlist.
Learn more about both generations in Culture Next, Spotify's annual trend report.
The rich and powerful want us to think the economy is a line on a stock market ticker. That's wrong. The economy is powered by us. It's what we create, what we buy, what we need. President Biden has proposed bold public investments in jobs and families, but more is needed. We need housing, healthcare, caregiving, action on the climate crisis, and millions of good-paying jobs. This is our moment to finally unlock prosperity for all of us. For more information, go to prosperus.org. That's prosperus.org.